Hi everyone, this is Tanner here from the Man to Man Coach Podcast YouTube channel, and welcome back to another episode of Turnover Tuesday, the segment where I talk about college football. Last time we did the 7 round mock drafts for the NFC and AFC South. Now we're doing the AFC North, a division that's been very interesting as of late, and the NFC North. Both of these divisions are kind of an interesting spot. AFC North is up and down. Sometimes, the Ravens on top, then it's the Bengals, Browns, Steelers in the mix. In the NFC North, Lions got their first win. Where are the Bears at? Where are the Packers, the Vikings? Just a lot of questions. We're going to go team by team, though, and begin this one with the Pittsburgh Steelers. So I think the Steelers are in a good position for a draft. They have a lot of great defensive talent, but they really need kind of some offensive help, specifically quarterback and O line. So here I think we take Charles Cross. I like him. QBs, Kenny Pickett is very tempting, but I think the Steelers do have a second round pick. There's a lot of good QBs, and you need an O lineman. What I think the Steelers could do is they could definitely go to free agency like a Jimmy Garoppolo, Marcus Mariota, get a quarterback that way. The O line is something you need to address. So I'm going to go there with Charles Cross. I really like that fit. He's a very physical player, kind of just good man at kind of taking that first hit from the defensive men and kind of pushing. I just really like him. He kind of fits that Steelers culture. All right, round two here. Let's see who's on the board for the Steelers. Quarterback Carson Strong is still here. I really love Carson Strong. I think he's a great pocket quarterback. Desmond Ritter, I do like to an extent, but I think Strong is a way better prospect. So we get a steal there in round two. So now, do we maybe go with wide receiver? You have Deontay Johnson, who's played very well. Chase Claypool's a great deep threat. But Juju Smith-Schuster is kind of on a contract deal. I like kind of a Nia Smith here in round three. Kind of a, you know, interesting player. He's kind of reminds me of like a Rondell Moore type of guy, kind of like a Debo Samuel. You can do a lot with him. I really like that for that Steelers offense to kind of have that guy put him in the slot and kind of have him creating space. So I really like that there. Alrighty, where are we at here? I think we're still okay. Yeah, we're still in round three. I think definitely we could go back to offensive linemen. Ricky Stormberg, I do like. I think he's like on a good technique center. I like him at 97. I'm gonna go with an O lineman there to help us. So we got a franchise quarterback, we got a wide receiver, we got some O linemen. Defense is really good. You could maybe consider corner. I do like the corners they have. Kobe Bryant is actually a really good player. I think I've taken him in the NFC South and AFC South mock draft. If not, I really like him. He's a very physical player, and I think someone like Mike Tomlin would like to kind of polish him. Um, I feel like that the position of linebacker gets injured a lot in the NFL since he's making a lot of tackles. It's just kind of a position that gets wear down, and I think someone like Ellis Brooks would be good depth here for the Steelers. And then maybe we go edge depth. You have TJ Watt, who's a phenomenal pass rusher, but kind of just get that depth in a position like this for the Steelers. I'm gonna add a running back behind Najee Harris. I think they have some veterans there. I'm forgetting who, but someone like Eric Gray, I think would be a nice player there. You know, Drafting is kind of interesting because you want to find a need for every specific player, whether it be starting or learning. And I think we did that here with the Steelers. Charles Cross is going to start. Carson Strong is your future franchise quarterback. We get him a wide receiver, Nia Smith, who I really like in that offense. We get another lineman. Kobe Bryant, I think, could develop, maybe play here and there. Ellis Brooks, good depth, can learn. The Steelers like to use complex defensive packages. You have D'Angelo Malone, Eric Gray. I really like that for the Steelers. And if this happened, I think we're in a really good spot. So that's the Steelers there. Alrighty, for a Ravens fan who, I'm not a big Steelers fan. I thought I drafted for them pretty well. Browns. This is tough because it's the whole Baker Mayfield situation. My thing is, the Browns have a lot of talent that you're going to need to pay. I don't think that you pay Baker Mayfield. You maybe franchise tag him, but I kind of think you go with the idea of, okay, we need to maybe get a new guy here. So let's see who's at quarterback. Sam Howell. I said he's very similar to Baker Mayfield. You can maybe do a tag and trade on Mayfield. I'm going to take Sam Howell there. I think that's what makes the most sense for the Browns. Just kind of the cap space. Because if you pay Mayfield, then how are you going to pay guys like Miles Garrett, Nick Chubb, right? That's going to be really hard in terms of a contract. You also need wide receiver. I really like Justin Ross. He's someone who was very hyped up early in the process because he's like very insane like player. He's very makes a lot of boom plays, but he's very rough. But I think kind of having him in there, someone who can kind of get some in big plays, it kind of fills that OBJ role on the Browns, and I really do like that fit. So we got quarterback, wide receiver. I think you're good at corner. You have Denzel Ward. Um, I'm trying to think if there's anyone else here who would be a good option here. Let's see at an offensive tackle. Darren Kennard's falling. Let's take him. Some O linemen are getting up there for the Browns. Teams like the Browns are so hard to draft for because it's like, what's their weakness? They're a good roster. It's just you're kind of taking players that you're hoping to have a breakout role. Now we could take Brees Hall here and kind of think about this the same lines as taking Sam Howell. Kareem Hunt's on the roster. Yeah, he's a very good back, but you're gonna have to pay him. So Brees Hall, I think, is a really nice player, kind of slipping under the radar. Browns get a guy behind Nick Chubb. Kind of play this smart here. I really like Isaiah Thomas falling. You have Miles Garrett there. You also have Jadeveon Clowney, who's an edge. Clowney's up there in age. Isaiah Thomas is a young player. I'm thinking maybe linebacker Jeremiah Russo-Komora has been an absolute steal for them in past year's draft, but maybe getting another linebacker here. I don't like any actually. Maybe another wide receiver, maybe a Kyle Phillips kind of physical player on that side of the ball. Let's see there. Maybe tight end. You have David Njoku, but it seems like he kind of gets injured a lot, unfortunately. How about Daniel Barker? I really like him a bit from Illinois. Let's take him. Sometimes these like tight ends kind of break out well. I think we go best play available. There we go. We get a linebacker there, and Idufon. And then I think I might do it for the Browns. So that was kind of hard to draft, in all honesty. But I like what we did. You basically look at the cap. You don't pay Baker Mayfield a huge contract. You don't do the same with Kareem Hunt. You get guys who replace them. I think Samuel's a very good player. You get a wide receiver, which is a huge need for the Browns. I like O-line. I like this draft. It was hard to do, but I think that's kind of the fun of it, right? Now we go with the Bengals, who I think is a good team. I think they could use kind of some splash players on the edge. I know Trey Hendrickson has played very well, but I feel like that they could maybe use another player to kind of on that defense, and the O-line is still a need for them. So I think that this team, they're in a good position, but I think that they still need some pieces. You want to take Tyler Lindenbaum, one of my favorite O-linemen here in this class. Really like that pick. Round 2, let's see here. Anyone I like? Roger McCreary. Oh, that would be a nice steal. That would be a really nice ball hawk. I know like Mike Hilton's playing very well. Chidobe Awuzie. These are guys who are 2029. They're having a good year. Can you continue it? You could, but I just like to have someone who can come in. Corners these days are so different in the NFL. It's like, yeah, you need a number one, but it's kind of corner by community. A lot of guys playing in that position. I really do like that fit there. Let's see. I do think we take Zach Harrison. That's a fall. I like him as an explosive ability. Linebackers also need Logan Wilson's played well, but me a guy behind him. Damian Clark I like there. We're gonna probably go back to O-line here at center with James Empey. So just kind of trying to fill out the O-line here. You have Joe Mixon who's really nice. How about we take Hassan Hawkins, who is really good, kind of solid player. That way you can have a split backfield. I think a good wide receiver, tight end, maybe Dan. We already took Dan Barker. Maybe Greg Dulcich, kind of just helping the offense here. Then round 7, we maybe go with a defensive tackle of Robert Cooper to kind of develop under some of the veterans you have. And that's the Bengals. So you get O-line, you get corner, you help the defense. This draft, I don't think is super explosive for the Bengals, but the Bengals are at this level where they're kind of like a good team. You just kind of need to hit on some explosive players to really help them and break out. I think that's where Cincinnati's at. They're kind of similar to the Colts when I did them for this mock draft. They're like a good team, but you kind of need some of those home run plays. And I think someone like Zach Harrison, you might be more of a risk, but he could pay off very well. And I think that O-line is a huge need. Some of these I was just trying to see depth with tight end, running back, next man up, because the Bengals really have a good offense. trying to get depth there. All right, the Ravens. As a Ravens fan, the O-line is an issue. Um, there's a lot of issues with the Ravens, all honesty. They need corner depth. I think they still need the wide receiver. Rashad Bateman's been fine for them, but they really need kind of that other guy there. So let's see. Tyler Lindenbaum, I took him. Tyron Burks. That would be really cool. He's kind of that physical guy because they have Sammy Watkins, who's been fine. Rashad Bateman, the rookie's been okay. I would love Burks there to the Ravens. That would be a good fit. I know all line's a need. Man, I gotta do it as a Ravens fan. Saying Lamar, here's another piece. Alrighty. Goes Zion Johnson. This is a pretty good O-line class. There's a lot of guys you can find late. Okay. Do we go corner here? No, Pritchard, man, this is working really well. Really physical player, really fast kind of that has an instincts. Do we go for running back? I mean, they've had injuries. They have guys that want to come back. Wandale Robinson. I mean, he's kind of a nice player. I don't know if I want to go wide receiver again. Maybe number 2 behind Mark Andrews at tight end. Janelle Billingsley is nice. All right, we'll check that there. I like Travis Jones at DT. We maybe go O-line again. We need a tackle. Nick Brokaw, I really like this. A good steal in my opinion. I know he's ranked 130. I like him a bit more. Very big lineman. We need another corner. We're going to Warland kind of stack up here. Safety. I mean, Deshaun Elliott's been nice. He has been. I'm not going to lie. Linebackers also need. Patrick Queen has not really worked out well. Bernard, Terrell Bernard, maybe we take him. And then maybe we go safety there. Tyreek Smith. Bit of a tongue twister there. Alrighty. So we wait. Who else would I like? Isaiah Palomaro. That's tough because we already have a safety. I don't know. I feel like the Ravens, like they have the secondary, the players are up there in age. Get some young guys, help them develop. The Ravens have injuries. They also like to kind of trust younger guys. Like when they released Earl Thomas, they started Sean Elliott, and it was like, oh, he's starting, even though he's young. I just feel like the Ravens really kind of trust their young guys a lot, and that's kind of what I get from them. So I'm going to try and take these guys that I could have on some little packages. I do want to maybe take a running back here. Eric Gray, we already took him. Noah Taylor, we already took. Joey Porter would be really nice here. 7th round. Alrighty, so that was a very interesting draft. I think that you get Lamar, another big playmaker. You help the offense with the first 2 picks. You say, okay, here's our line to help, and here's another guy. I think Burks, Bateman, Andrews, that's a really great offense, plus running the ball. You help the defense a bit there with corner. I think you're good with edge. You get some linebacker depth. I like that. The AFC North was tricky to draft for, but I kind of like more difficult teams because it kind of tests my knowledge. I always like a challenge here at the football kind of stuff. All right, let's go Bears. This is hopefully simple. Just kind of go O-line. I also think the defense is kind of getting up there in age. But maybe another wide receiver if Allen Robinson does leave. But we have Zion Johnson, who we took. They really need a tackle. Sean Ryan, nice physical play. I really like him. And we don't pick for a while. That's why we don't have a first-round pick. Jordan Battle, I mean, safeties, they've been fine at. Adrian Amos is kind of... No, he's at the Packers, right? Eddie Jackson's regressed a bit. I'm going to take him. I think that this Bears defense back, in, I believe that was 2018, they really made that nice run, right, in 2018 with that defense. Unfortunately, a lot of those defensive players have gone up in age. So I think you need to look at some guys and ask yourself the edge. Khalil Mack, he's kind of hit a regression wall in a sense. And I think that, you have Robert Quinn, who's nice, but he's very up and down. The Bears are a team that, when their veterans play well, you're happy. But you kind of want some more youth in there. And I think that's what they're going Justin Fields there. We are going to go with George Pickens, really nice wide receiver there to help Fields kind of develop with a man. We're already round 6 already. I'm going to go O-line again, just kind of stuck on the line. Corey Gaynor I like here. Maybe go back to tackle. I like Dylan Winham. Oh, man, he left Zion Nelson. Please? Oh, that's it. So only a couple picks here, so I think we did well. O line's a huge need for the Bears. You go to Bears social media, like, we need an O line. I think that getting Battle's a nice player. Edge, wide receiver, I like George Pickens a lot. Um, you know, I don't know. I like that for the Bears. I think that that helps their needs with limited picks. And if you get a new head coach in there to help Justin Fields, things could look really good. All right, I'm excited for this for the Lions because this team I think is better than people say. Yeah, they've only won like one game, but I don't know. I think that they have a couple pieces. So I want to try. First off, when you go to Kayvon Thibodeau, I like him more than Aiden Hutchinson. They're pretty close, but I like Thibodeau. You need edge. Whether it be Hutchinson, fine, you need edge. We also need a quarterback. It's not going to be Jared Goff. We want to have Kenny Pickett. I mean, what a steal there at 24. I love Pickett. All right, we now need some wide receivers here. David Bell would be a really nice fit for Detroit. You maybe go wide receiver back to back here or defense best play available. Brandon Joseph definitely in need at safety, athletic player. That's kind of the Lions build themselves. Let's go wide receiver next pick. We're gonna go with Wandale Robinson there. Really like that. O-line's pretty good. You may go linebacker there. Let's see as we go. Uh, Zach Boy, Zachary McLean. He's a really instinctual player. I think he'd be a nice guy to develop. I'm going to take corner. I'm going to take Marcus Jones. I think there's a lot of good corners late. Helping this defense there. I want to go AJ Hampton back to back corner. And then want to end with another edge in Justin Elbridge. I think he's kind of been overshadowed in the Alabama team. Has a nice get off. And we're done. I mean, I love that. Giving Kayvon Thibodeau, helping in defensive edge, getting a franchise guy in Pickett. I mean, look at this Lions team, right? They have a good old line. They have good running backs. They have a great tight end, and they have some nice defensive players. You basically get an edge rusher, helps the defense. You have, I think, a good offense. I think Pickett, a good old line. Swift, Hawkinson, David Bell. You sign a guy like Chris Godwin maybe in free agency, so you're in a good situation. And then you also have Wandale Robinson. You polish that defense. I really like that for the Detroit Lions. And I'll go to the Green Bay Packers, who are looking pretty good. I don't think that there's really kind of a ton to do. They're kind of a team that just has a lot of good players on them. I do think wide receivers may be in need. Devontae Adams might leave. I like John Donson. He's a really nice possession guy. And want to go down here. Definitely the NFC North is easier to draft for the AFC North because I think the AFC North is kind of interesting some of the talent. I would kind of equate the Bears to the Steelers of two great defensive teams. Questions on the offense. I think the Packers almost kind of like a Ravens. They're good teams. You just may need some upgrades. I also may say Lions and I don't know who they just kind of need some upgrades. I don't almost say the Vikings and kind of the Browns are hard to draft for. Just good but not great talent. So that's kind of where I stand here. I think the Packers maybe go Sean Ryan, go O-line. They have good edge. I know they have Devondre Campbell linebacker. I don't love this linebacker class as much, but I think getting something like a Quay Walker here would be really nice for another guy. That Packers defense is really nice. They fly over the field. I think Quay Walker fits that super well. I'm going to go here with Khalil Shakir, another wide receiver. I'm going to go with Logan Hall, DT. Pair him up with Kenny Clark, kind of develop him. Then here, I'm going to go Braxton Jones, kind of help that line for Green Bay. I do think maybe take corner here, has some depth. Joey Porter, please stay. Yes, we got him. Really like him. Very physical player. And in safety, we'll get some depth of JT Woods. And we'll add, or we'll end here with Caden Lyles, an lineman. So that's for the Packers. So we get 1, 2, 3 offensive linemen. We get wide receiver. Again, the Packers are a team that's just in a pretty good situation. They kind of need another explosive guy. If Rodgers leaves and Adams leaves, you need a guy for Jordan Love to throw to. And if Rodgers stays, but Adams leaves, you need a guy. Even if Adams and Rodgers both stay, Randall Cobb's fine. MVS, Allen Lazard, they're in. You need the other guy there, and I think Dotson fills that well. O-line is very important for a team that likes to run the ball and go play action like Green Bay. And now we go with the Vikings here, ending off this video that's been pretty long. Vikings are really tough to draft for, so I'm going to try my best here. I do think that I need to go with corner. And Derek Stingley, that would be an absolute steal for Minnesota. I think you almost go for another wide receiver. Adam Thielen's kind of up there in age. Oh, I'm going to go Jalen Tolbert. Yeah, Justin Jefferson. I think another guy would be nice. I think maybe edge there. I could see the Vikings kind of rebuilding. So I'm going to go Zach Harrison. I could see this being in a case where they trade away some of their depth pieces. You got to think they most likely are going to have a new coaching staff, and they might want to do the things their way. So I'm kind of drafting in that mindset for Minnesota. I'm going to take Brock Purdy here for quarterback. I know they have the guy from last year. I'm getting his name. Oh my gosh. He was there like stuck in the third round. I'm forgetting his name, but they have a quarterback from last year. But I feel like if you have questions about Cousins, take Purdy, who's more athletic. He's very different than who you drafted last season. I'm forgetting his name, but I do like Purdy here in round 5. Tight end, it's been up and down. I'm going to go with Grant. I'm going to go with actually Brandon Galloway. And then offensive tackle, I'm going to go with Wayne Morris. I do think Vikings need O-line. And then I'm going to go with Matt Bedford, trying to kind of help the O-line here. I do think linebackers in need behind someone like Eric Kendricks, Nolan Taylor there we get. And that'll do it for the Vikings. So that was, I think, a pretty simple draft. They need corner, get another wide receiver. That's kind of more of a luxury pick, yeah, but I think that having Jefferson, maybe Thielen, we'll see. There's no rumors, but I could maybe see a new regime coming in. Harrison, get Purdy there for a guy. I like that. Overall, that was a pretty fun video to do. That was definitely a lot more challenging, but I do like those challenges, and I feel like that flowed pretty well overall. I think covering these 8 teams are in very unique positions. I think that both North divisions, a lot of these teams have good things about them. Like Lions have a good O-line and running game. Steelers have a great defense. Bengals have a nice offense. Browns have a nice defense. It's just kind of putting it all together, and I tried to do that here. Let me know what y'all think. Next week I'll have a different draft content video for you, so be on the lookout for that. Until then, everyone, take care and bye-bye.